I'm Melinda Tolbert, and I am back to give you number 4 on the top 12 of the Dirty Dozen scam list that the Internal Revenue Service creates every year. So number 4 is something that a lot of people might be aware of because it has become very popular against fraudsters, and it is titled the fuel tax credit. The fuel tax credit is available for off-highway businesses and farming use. It is not for most taxpayers, and that's why it is becoming popular, and tax preparers are pushing it because they're able to get taxpayers a really big refund, and they are able to charge really high fees. So if you have a tax preparer trying to convince you to put this fuel tax credit on your tax return, do not do it. I'm going to read you something that came directly from the Internal Revenue Service. They now have a theft screening filter that they use to point out this credit. It says, watch out for the fuel tax credit from third-party promoters, and those are just fraudulent tax preparers or anybody that claims to do taxes that's trying to convince you to get this credit. It says the IRS continues to focus on stopping improper fuel tax credit claims. Any taxpayer contemplating participating in any questionable tax scheme should know that the IRS has implemented new identity theft screening filters and processing systems that may stop many suspicious fuel tax credit refund claims. There you have it. That came directly from the Internal Revenue Service. Don't take my word for it, but I'm telling you now, if you or anyone you know, or if you are a tax preparer that are still trying to claim these fraudulent claims, the Internal Revenue Service has filters in place. So don't do it. Do not do it. Stay away. The fuel tax credit is claimed on Form 4136. So if you are a taxpayer, when you're reviewing your tax return, be sure that Form 4136 is not attached to your tax return. If it is, and if you sign for it, you will be held liable for it. You will be penalized for it. You will be subject to pay it back. Of course, the taxpayer, which probably is a ghost tax preparer, they probably didn't put any of their information on the tax return, and you probably don't have any proof that that person filed and submitted the return for you. So not only do you need to make sure that Form 4136 is not attached to your tax return, but you also need to make sure that whenever you get a tax return prepared by a professional, make sure that that tax preparer's information is attached to that tax return. Make sure that their name, their address, they're supposed to have a P10 number, and they're required to sign that tax return. If tax preparers do not sign tax returns, they do have penalties for that. So make sure that you're reviewing your return, because the IRS isn't hearing that. I didn't know. I'm not a tax professional. I don't know what to look for. You are liable for 100% of everything that is put on your tax return. You heard it here first. I am Melinda Tolbert, and stay tuned for more of the Internal Revenue Service Dirty Dozen scam list.